Was that a question?
That was a long day, wasn't it? Are you tired?
Yeah, it was a long day. Do you know what? The whole day was complete. It was honestly brutal out there. It was so difficult. That's one of the toughest wins I've ever had. Where do you want this?
Do you want it out?
Yeah, thanks. It was one of the toughest wins I've ever had, especially with the start that I got when I didn't even feel I was hitting it. I didn't feel I'd hit a bad shot, to be honest, in the first kind of 5 holes, so or 4 holes. So to be 3 over after 4 was not ideal. But yeah, just a complete true test of, you know. It was brought a lot of character out there today. So yeah, I'm over the moon with managing to get the win.
You need to play all the tours out in Australia. You always play well here, don't you?
I know, it's funny. I don't know what it is. I said yesterday, actually, I just feel very at home here. Like, I really like the way of life it is over here. I feel very comfortable. We've got a great house this week. Same with Laura and the boys and Rebecca Artis and Jeff. And you know, it's just, I just always seem to enjoy myself. I always look forward to this trip of the year. And yeah, I'm just very, very happy I've managed to get a win over here.
What's your previous record in playoffs?
I've never had one, so it's a 0.
Perfect.
Yeah, exactly. It's a one for 0 right now. So yeah, happy days. 100% record so far.
Sandra said that conditions out there were similar to what she's experienced before in British Opens. Mm-hmm. Was that some of the toughest conditions you've played in?
Yeah, honestly, it really was. I kind of remember back to like Turnberry. It was probably one of the best rounds I've ever shot. Was the second round at Turnberry when the British Open was there, and it was very similar to kind of if you just got the wrong side of the wind. Like I said on the second tee shot, you know, went obviously way right in the gorse, but I actually felt I put a good swing on it. I just started it probably 10 yards a little bit too far right from where I wanted to, and wind just gets in, it goes. And you know, it's the same with a couple of tee shots I hit today. But yeah, I mean, it really was a brutal test, and you know, fair play to Sandra. What she shoots, say 3-4 under or something. I mean, that's just I mean, that's an incredible score, and you know, she should be very proud of herself.
3 times on 18 there, Mel.
Yeah.
You had the putter out.
I know.
Talk us through all those putts. You left one short, one long.
Don't know really. I wasn't trying to leave them long and short. I decided to chip the last one, which actually ended up being all right, thankfully. But I did duff it, so it's probably why I wanted to put it. But to be honest, I got really unlucky on regulation play. I thought I had a great 3-wood in there and just got to top, came down. You know, I think it did it a couple more times as well in the playoffs. So I've actually hit 4 really good 3-woods in there and not managed to get up on the green. So, but yeah, I mean, all in all. I mean, I actually thought I'd hold my birdie putt on the regulation round as well. But yeah, I mean, take it. I didn't think she'd make 6. I thought that was a given, that last putt for her.
What's your mindset when you lose 3 shots in the first 4 holes? You've already lost the lead when you started with a 2-shot lead. So
I've done it before, and I know that there's a lot of holes for a lot of birdie opportunities. I knew the front 9 was going to be the hard 9, and you know, Benji kept saying to me like, you know what, mate, there's a lot of opportunity. That was a huge eagle for me on 5. You know, again, I hit a great shot into 6, 3-whacked that, got lucky on 7, you know, and then pretty steady from then on in really. Hold a lot of great putts. It was a great par on 15. That's probably one of the best pars I've ever had because my second shot was like in a sand divot in like the fat bit. It was awful. So that was probably one of the biggest putts or par saves, and then big putt on 16, big putt 17. So yeah, I mean, overall, you just got to hang in there. There's a lot of holes to go, and with the conditions, people can make double bogeys out there.
There was a lot of movement there all day. Did you know where you stood for most of the time? So
no idea.
How do you deal with that when you're out there?
I thought if I got to 17, I'd do it. So we said, walking on the 15th tee, let's just get 2 more. Let's try and get to 17, and then I think that would be good enough. I think Benji asked somebody on going to the 18th tee what it was, so we knew Sandra was in for 16. So yeah, it would have been nice to birdie the 18th, but you know, it worked out all right in the end, I guess.
It's a long way to come, Mel, to 13th beach. I know you come to Australia to play the Open as well, but do you come here expecting you're going to win, or what are your expectations when you come this far?
I expect to win, if I'm honest. Do you know what? I've just got a good feeling about this year. I don't know what it is. I don't know. I had a good feeling about this week. There's just been a few things like. I didn't want to mention to anyone at the start of the week, but it was my mum's birthday this week on the Tuesday, and so I just thought that something good had to happen. And then we were warming up in the putting green, and my mum's favourite film was Dirty Dancing. They were playing the theme of Dirty Dancing, and I just said to Benji, I said, "But I just got a feeling about this. I just got a feeling about this week, mate. Like it's fate, you know." And then I made a 7 on the second, and then I rethought it. But yeah, you know, I always come out here thinking I'm going to win. You know, it's just nice to put myself in a position again and get over the line. You know, winning a golf tournament is the hardest thing to do. You know, if you've not done it, it really is the hardest thing to do, and it doesn't get any easier how many wins you have. And you know, I'm just very, very happy I've managed to win Australia.
That was over 6 hours today as well.
Yeah.
I mean, how were you at the end? On you stand up?
I'm fine. You know, that's why we work. Yeah, that's why we work so hard. You know, I'd say I'm relatively fit, and you know, I could just keep going and going and going. You know, that's why we do all the work that we do. I mean, yeah, I wouldn't have minded how many holes we played. I felt pretty fresh, to be quite honest.
Is it a good thing in relation to next week to have a win now, or do you think there might be a letdown, or do you think it will work well for you in terms of next week?
If you said to me 2 tournaments, you're going to have 1 win, I would have taken it. Obviously next week is a little bit bigger, but I mean, I've got off to a decent start this year anyway, finishing 13th in Bahamas, so I feel like my swing is in a good place. I feel like my putting eventually now is starting to be in a good place, so that's all the difference was this week. I just managed to hold a couple more putts over the weekend. That's all it was. I mean, I feel like the way I'm striking it and the way I'm hitting it, you know, I could have been 20 under par after 3 rounds. It was just my putter that kind of let me down. So, but yeah, I mean, going into a tournament after a win, you're always going to feel good. I might be a little bit tired, but you're always going to feel quite good and quite confident.
Well, we mentioned a couple of times this week. Any message for Annika now that the 4 days are done and dusted?
Well, I put a bit of pressure on myself. This is probably the only tournament I'm going to play in Europe, like really until probably June. So I needed to win. You know, hopefully it's made a bit of a statement. You know, winning in, you know, it's double points this year as well. I don't know where that's going to lie. You know, put me in the standings, but you know, hopefully it's definitely caught our eye. And yeah, I mean, if you win during a Solheim Cup year, you always, you know, you're doing all right. So yeah, it was a bit of pressure really this week to win because this was one of my only opportunities I was going to do it. So yeah, very happy.